Welcome inside the Friday Night Fury. Beautiful weather this evening for high school football. I am Marty Hudtloff. Hey, the Hoos are headed to Omaha. Virginia beats Duke here today, 12-2, advancing to the College World Series for the 6th time in program history. It's feeling a little cooler here at Scott Stadium. The wind is picking up. I wish I had better news to report to you tonight. Virginia loses to Notre Dame in overtime, 13-12, despite 6 points from Connor Schellenberger, 3 goals and 3 assists. Let me show you how it happened. Armstrong decided to transfer. Now he's the starting quarterback at NC State as a grad student, set to make his return to Scott Stadium Friday night. Virginia starts this season unranked, but there's lots of optimism surrounding this year's team with their athleticism, their length, and their experience in the backcourt. And get this, Virginia has never beaten North Carolina here in Charlottesville. Maybe the Hoos can make some history tonight. I'll have highlights and post-game reaction for you tonight at 10 and 11. Make sure you wear orange. A sold-out crowd for a noon tip-off against Syracuse. Virginia has never lost an ACC opener under Coach Tony Bennett. The Cavaliers have won 5 straight against the Orange and 9 of 11 since Syracuse entered the ACC. The game marked the return of Charlottesville native Justin Taylor. The Syracuse sophomore hits the 3, putting the Orange up 1. At the other end, it's UVA freshman Elijah Gertrude in his second game after tearing off the red shirt. The dunk gives UVA the lead. But Virginia's Isaac McNeely stole the show in the first half. The sophomore hit 4 3-pointers, 2 of them part of an 18-4 Virginia run. McNeely had 16 points in the half. Virginia led by 13 at the break. Second half, the Hoos continued to bomb the Orange with 3-pointers. Andrew Rohde had 2 of them. Virginia extends the lead to 17. McNeely made 6 of 8 from 3 and finished with a game-high 22 points. The Hoos shot 57% from beyond the arc. Reese Beekman added 13 points, including this 3 from downtown. Virginia led by as many as 33. Tane Murray hit 2 more threes. Virginia cruises to a 22-point win, 84-62, making 12 3-pointers, half of them from McNeely.
And, Coach Bennett and all the coaches really work with me on my shot, just trying to perfect it, the little things like that. So, the extra shots definitely help, and I feel like I'm just shooting it with more confidence this year and, hunting my shot more, like you said, taking the parking brake off and stuff. So, and when you get in the flow of the game like that and you're just letting them fly without thinking, it's a good feeling.
And then once we stretch it and had a good stretch of defense with it, that's where the separation occurred. And again, when the ball's going in like that, it sort of covers up some of the breakdowns we had defensively. So again, offensively, I was very pleased.
Just a couple breakdowns that we kept happening early, but throughout the game, we kind of settled into the game, settled into our defense, and we were able to do what we did.
Virginia improves to a perfect 15-0 under Coach Tony Bennett in ACC openers. The Cavaliers won't play another ACC game until December 30th at Notre Dame. Aiden Peters was diagnosed a year and a half ago with Ewing sarcoma, a rare form of bone cancer. He missed all of last baseball season going through chemotherapy. Now, a year later, his battle with cancer is not over, but he is amazingly playing baseball in his senior season and having the time of his life. Baseball is his love. On the mound, in the spotlight, pitching is what Aiden Peters relishes most.
You have your time to shine every game. You always have an opportunity to really make a difference.
Peters has pitched 19 innings this season, most on his team. He has done it while battling cancer.
Now, every time I get on the field, I see it as a huge opportunity that I need to seize, and I really need to make the most out of every time I'm there. I make every pitch count because I don't know when it's going to be my last.
Aiden's bone cancer appeared to be in remission back in the fall when doctors found a small tumor in his arm. He is undergoing chemotherapy, driving hours to Duke University to take part in a clinical trial with a drug that could possibly be a cure, all while continuing to play baseball.
It's been hard, for sure. I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
I'm very thankful for him and also for us that his doctor is allowing him to play this year. I think it's good for him.
And so to see him out there in his element with his friends, doing what he loves, doing it well, it's remarkable.
Both of Aiden's parents are cancer survivors.
He's been unbelievable through the whole thing. I mean, he's handled this better than, honestly, most of the adults I know would have. He's just handled it all with so much grace. He's out there competing with all these healthy kids, and it's just really incredible.
That experimental drug Peters was taking at Duke was not successful. Aiden will continue chemo here in Charlottesville with the addition of another drug in hope of getting the cancer in remission.
Yeah, I've never even considered giving up because that's just not in my playbook. So I'm going to keep pushing forward, and the only end is the one where I win. So I'm going to keep going until I find it.
Aiden's mom says as long as there are cancer treatments available, Aiden will do them. She says even though the survival rate of this type of reoccurring cancer is low, there's also a lot about this rare Ewing sarcoma that doctors are still learning about, which gives the family reason to be optimistic. Sydney Smith has always had dreams of being an MMA champion. The Augusta County native won several amateur fights over the last decade, but now is competing as a pro in a combat sport that is only for the toughest of the tough, bare knuckle fighting. It's an afternoon sparring session in a small Augusta County gym. Sydney Smith is preparing for her next fight.
I feel like I was kind of groomed for this as a child growing up.
Smith has been involved in combat sports since graduating from Riverheads High School. She's now competing in BKFC, the largest bare knuckle fighting promotion company in the world. This is a tough sport. Why would you choose to do this?
I think it's one of the highest forms of competition. It's definitely, you have to have a lot of grit to do bare knuckle boxing. Striking has always been my passion.
When BKFC added a strawweight division, Smith jumped at the chance to compete. The 130-pounder won her debut bare knuckle fight in May, convincingly, escaping with only a few bruises.
I do get fired up in there, especially if I get hit a couple of times. I like that. It really kind of flips a switch for me. People always ask me, like, what does it feel like to be elbowed? And I don't really feel much at all. I feel the contact, but I don't feel any pain from it. It's very strange.
Sydney has been a fighter her entire life. Her childhood growing up in the small town of Middlebrook was often difficult. She's now a 31-year-old mom. She's into bare knuckle fighting, partly because it pays more, and mostly because she says it suits her style.
When I fought MMA, the girls are usually always shorter than me, and they try and take me down because they don't like, they didn't really enjoy my hands. I'm a striker at heart, and this is just, I feel like this is kind of like my thing, right? This is my niche.
Smith is now preparing for a fight that she hopes will be more engaging than her debut battle and entertaining for viewers.
I think on some level we're all, as human beings, a little attracted to that. If you go back in history, I mean, the ancient Romans, they had the Colosseum and the gladiators. I mean, we love it as human beings. We like it. We like that kind of entertainment.
We have highlights of 12 games to show you. Let's start at Monticello High School with a Jefferson District battle between the Mustangs and Louisa County. Both teams with records of 3-1. Louisa has won 8 straight in this series. Early in the first quarter, Louisa's Jaheim Jackson throws a quick pass to Isaiah Haywood, dodges one defender and almost makes it through another before being taken down. A few plays later, Jackson keeps it, but Monticello's Cyrus Smith with a big hit. Lions only get a field goal and lead 3-0 after one quarter. Second quarter, this is Ezekiel Poor from Monticello who gets some big yardage, getting the Mustangs inside the 10. And then a few plays later, it's fourth down. Poor gets stopped at the goal line. The Lions get a huge stop and take over. A few plays later, Louisa fumbles. Monticello's Trey Early scrambles to pick up the ball, and he returns it for a touchdown. Mustangs take the lead, 7-3. Still in the first half, Jackson, the quarterback for Louisa, just a freshman. He rolls out, throws it to Haywood, got it inside the 20. A few plays later, Jackson keeps it himself,
before rolling into the end zone. Touchdown. Louisa gets their first score and leads 11-7 at half. The second half was a defensive game. Jaheim Jackson would add one more touchdown late in the fourth quarter. Louisa County beats Monticello by a final of 21-7 to improve to 4-1.
Come on, softball people, let's do this.
It is a beautiful summer morning on the diamond. There are lots of hits and lots of laughs in this slow pitch softball game.
Opportunity to get outside and exercise and run around and be a little kid again.
The league is called the Charlottesville Retreads. The players are all over 55 years old.
I've had people tell me, "You still playing ball?" Yes, I am. I'm going to play as long as I can.
I'm going to be famous. They play twice a week.
It's my absolute joy. Every Tuesday and Thursday, I wake up, I'm so excited. I have my place to go. I have my friends to see.
The goal is to have fun and be social, and it's a great way to stay active.
Probably today, I'd say we got 7,000 steps already.
That's what it's all about, right?
That's what it's all about. Keep busy, keep active.
Thomas Gerhardt and Bobby Shoemake are both 86 years old.
I'm so old they might not even let me play. It's fun with these guys, and it makes me get out of my comfort zone.
The two 86-year-olds have been playing in this league for 2 decades. There are also a half dozen ladies.
Everybody wants to win and get on base any way they can and talk a lot of trash.
The league was started in 2002.
You can't sit on the couch when you're older, and if you're fortunate enough to be able to run around in your 70s and 80s, this is a good place to be.
The games last about an hour and a half. There have only been a few minor injuries through the years. The players say it's a blast.
Go, Bobby, go, Bobby, go, Bobby, go! Wow! So I'm feeling so happy that I can go on and maybe like Bobby, I can play till I'm 86.
Keep playing as long as I can.
The Retread Softball League plays its games here at Dardentown Park every Tuesday and Thursday mornings. They are always looking for new players who are over 55 years old. For more information, it's on our website, NBC29.com. Marty Hudtloff, NBC 29 News.